Hello, Wrestling Fanatics, and welcome to 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Lance Brock here on this Thursday. It's about 7:40 right now. Gonna try to make this not too long because we do have TNA Impact coming up in about 20 minutes on Access TV here in the United States, Sportsnet in Canada, and TNA Plus. And Ring of Honor on Honor Club is actually on right now, but I usually watch that after Impact. Thank you for checking in. Hope everyone had a great Thursday today. And on episode 636 of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, going to be talking about last night's AEW Dynamite on TBS and the second week streaming live on Max. And once again, I know I said this about last week's episode, but luckily no streaming issues. I don't know. I probably don't have to say that every week, but so far, so good. And last night's Dynamite was from Clarksville, Tennessee. Our commentators for the evening, Excalibur, Daddy Magic, Matt Menard, and Ian Riccaboni. No Tony Schiavone on the show. Of course, this led to speculation about, I guess you could call, controversy from this past weekend at the New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Dynasty show. Some of the commentary from Chris Charlton. Tony Schiavone made a post about it on X. And there was, I guess you could say, some backlash about that. Chris Charlton, I guess, was suspended from New Japan for a little bit. And Tony Schiavone not on Dynamite this week. I think just Chris Charlton, I did watch Wrestle Dynasty this weekend, or Dynasty as some people called it as well. And I thought he went a little overboard. I know he works for New Japan, supposed to be supporting them, but I think he just went a little too far with it. And Tony Schiavone, understand him sticking up for the company that he works for, AEW, but I thought the comment, I should say, about him telling Chris Charlton to take a shower or something like that wasn't really necessary either. So hopefully everything will be fixed. And also, before I get into Dynamite, I almost forgot WWE Speed yesterday. We had the first title defense of the Women's Speed Championship. Candice LeRae defending against Natalya Neidhart. I thought this was actually a very entertaining match. And I know that some people might be thinking, oh, it's just WWE Speed. Wednesdays at noon on X. No big deal. But I thought they told a really good story in this one, actually. Natalya locking in the sharpshooter in the closing moments of the match. Candice reaching for the ropes and almost getting to the ropes before Natalya drug her back to the middle of the ring, but Candice LeRae holding on. We have a 5-minute time limit draw. Of course, the championship matches are 5 minutes. So Candice LeRae survives to retain the Women's Speed Championship. Next week, the Men's Speed Tournament starts back up Wednesdays at noon on X. And now let's get into AEW Dynamite. Got a little sidetracked there. Also, to get sidetracked again, not only on Spreaker, but also trying YouTube again. The last episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, I tried to do the video version, but unfortunately it didn't work out with the video. But trying again, hopefully this will be on the 360 Wrestling Podcast YouTube channel. So if you're listening to the podcast, want to watch the video too, go find 360 Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Watch the video as well. Now let's finally get into Dynamite. The aerial assassin Will Ospreay defeating, honoring the House of Black, Buddy Matthews. Really good match here, I thought. Ospreay getting on the mic to show some respect. Accidentally calls him Buddy Murphy, but he corrects his mistake right away. We have Bobby Lashley representing the Hurt Business, defeating Mark Briscoe. And next up is the Casino Gauntlet, where the winner will challenge the AEW World Champion Jon Moxley next week on Dynamite. And the winner of this one, none other than Powerhouse Hobbs, be taking on Jon Moxley next week. And Chris Statlander defeated Timeless, Tony Storm, and Willow Nightingale in a 3-way match to earn the number 1 spot in the first ever women's Casino Gauntlet next week. And that will take place on Dynamite next week. That was last night's Dynamite. I wanted to go a little quick tonight, since, like I said, about 12 minutes now, TNA Impact will be starting. Got my TNA shirt on today. That'll be starting in about 12 minutes on Access TV, Sportsnet in Canada, and TNA Plus, which I usually watch on. Let me know in the comment section your thoughts and your opinions on last night's AEW Dynamite. And like I said, not only on Spreaker or wherever you listen to 360 Wrestling Podcasts, but hopefully this video works on YouTube. So in the comment section below, leave your thoughts and your opinions on last night's AEW Dynamite. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, thumbs up and comment and share and subscribe, and I think that's all the things you're supposed to say when you put a video on YouTube. I think. I'm not sure. Definitely not a YouTube expert, or an expert on anything for that matter, but that's all for today. But before I go, remember www.buyblacket for great t-shirts and other great gifts. The link will be in the description. As always, save 15% using the 360 Wrestling Podcast link, and help support 360 Wrestling Podcast as well. And hope to be back soon. I know I sound like a broken record, but I hope to start being easy for me to say, to start doing more episodes of all the podcasts soon, more regularly again, get back into that routine. And once again, hope everyone had a great Thursday. Hope you all enjoy TNA Impact and Ring of Honor tonight. And until next time, I am Lance, and I am a wrestling fanatic.